fam, welcome back. Today is gonna be a commentary video. I'm going to be giving some unpopular opinions that I have regarding the housewives. I think they're all Atlanta. No, they're Atlanta and Potomac. So yeah, all of these opinions are either about the Atlanta or the Potomac franchise. So yeah, let's get into my unpopular opinion. Okay, so my first opinion is regarding the Candice and Monique fight. You know, I see on social media when a lot of people are like reflecting on that fight these days, they're saying that, you know, now looking back, you know, Candice didn't deserve it. Monique, you know, she took it out on her. She should have fought Giselle. I personally feel like Candice still deserved it. The reason I'm saying that is because Candice and Monique were actually friends. Candice started turning on Monique to be in with the crowd because she did go on live admitting that there was a plot at Andy's baby shower to take her down. If y'all remember, that was really the drama that season. That's why Monique was upset with everybody, because she had gotten word that the storyline for that season was going to be that one of her children wasn't Chris's and it was from the trainer. Candice went on live admitting that, you know, Monique was her actual friend. And I can't remember if the rumor came from her friend Gigi or if it came from Charisse, but Charisse had something to do with it, and Candice just started bringing Charisse around and started acting like, oh, she didn't know she had an issue with Charisse, acting like she didn't know about this plot, even though she went on Instagram and admitted she knew about it. So I felt like Candice was being a fake friend. And even, you know, even though, you know, people say that she was picking at Candice, I feel like she was picking at Candice because Candice was trying to come off as sweet and innocent in the situation, and she knew exactly what was going on. And Monique was supposed to be her friend, but she wasn't having her friends back. Now, to say that she should have, you know, came at Giselle instead, I agree. She should have came at Giselle too. But I think she was also still right at coming at Candice because, you know, Candice kind of just kicked her to the side to go be in with Giselle and Robin, just for them to end up turning on her, for her to be the next storyline. And not like promoting violence or anything, but y'all know Candice has a reckless mouth. When we get in the heat of the moment, she be, if you gonna hit me, hit me. So, you know, you can't be shocked when people hit you. So yeah, looking back on that, I still don't feel like Monique was wrong. She felt she got pushed first, and she did. She just didn't know it came from Giselle, so she wasn't wrong in how she reacted. She did get pushed. She just was wrong about who it came from, because she was arguing with Candice. So, and then she did get wine thrown in her face. So, you know, then that happened before she started swinging. But she did touch Candice's hair first. So she did technically start it, but, you know, like I said, Candice was being fake. It is what it is. You know, Monique asked her if she wanted her to drag her. She said do it, so that's what happened. If y'all disagree with that, feel free to disagree in the comments. Feel free to agree in the comments. Y'all know I don't really care either way. I'm okay with disagreeing, but keep it cute. But yeah, that was my first unpopular opinion. Okay, so moving on. Now, this is another Potomac opinion. So I guess I wrote them in order. I didn't even realize I did that. So yeah, I did the Potomac first, and then I did the Atlanta last. So this is another Potomac opinion. Okay, so unpopular opinion number 2. I don't know if this is unpopular. It might be. But I personally feel like Giselle is a necessary evil on the show. You have to have a villain on these types of shows. These shows are like centered around drama. So there's no way you're ever gonna have a cast where all of the ladies are getting along. So when y'all come up with these casts and who you think should be on the show, think about this. You always gotta have a villain. Even if you don't like them, you gotta have a villain. You know, take Jersey for instance. A lot of us would love to see Margaret and Melissa and Rachel leave. But once they all leave, who's the villain? Where's the source of the drama coming from? You know, so it's just not realistic. I feel like Giselle is necessary for the show. She's the only one who doesn't care what people think about her, in my opinion. Because Giselle gets dragged left and right, and she really don't care. She just be, listen, this is my job. I got a job to do. Get out y'all feelings and enjoy the show. You know, they don't really have anyone else that owns that villain role like she does. That used to be Kenya on Atlanta, but I feel like Kenya's trying to step out of that, and she's kind of letting Marlo take over with the villain role. And Sheree, low-key. Sheree never minded being the villain either. But yeah, Giselle is very necessary. If you take Giselle out of the equation, what do you really have? Who gonna pop it off like Giselle? Ashley is messy, but she's like sneaky messy. She doesn't really start stuff out in the open anymore. You know, Ashley is low-key starting to get people to do her dirty work for her. You know, she's not really trying to be the messy one anymore. You know, Robin is a villain as well, but Robin isn't necessary. You know, she's kind of like another Giselle. You could get rid of Robin, but we still have Giselle. You know, but if we get rid of Giselle, it's like Robin isn't. I mean, I feel like Robin could stand on her own, but like as far as like villain, I feel like Robin, she would flip. She would try to be good with the girls because she's cool with the girls when Giselle isn't around. So I feel like Giselle is a necessary evil for the show. As of right now, simply because there's no one else on the show to do that. Do I eventually think that she needs to go if she doesn't change her ways? Possibly, because it is getting a little tired, but I understand why they keep her around. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments down below. Moving on. Okay, so we are moving on to Atlanta. So the rest of these opinions are going to be from Atlanta. Unpopular opinion number 3. I consider Kandi an OG. I know Kandi doesn't consider herself an OG. I know based on like the technical definition of it, she's not an OG because she wasn't on the first season. But it's not like she came in on like season 4, season 5. Like she came in on season 2. She's met every housewife with the exception of Deshawn. And she's been the longest running Atlanta housewife. I personally consider Kandi an OG. Now, I understand why people say she isn't. Like I said, you know, technically, going by the technical definition of it, she's not. And she even says it herself, she's not an OG. And that's why she didn't show up to the OG dinner scene that they had recently on, the last episode, or the episode before last. She said she didn't show up because she didn't feel like she was an OG. And I understand that. And I'm actually respect that she didn't show up to that OG scene. However, I consider Kandi an OG. she's been there since season 2 and she's still there. And she hasn't taken a break. So I get it. You know, I get it. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. Do y'all consider Kandi an OG? Like, I know technically she's not, but do y'all feel like Kandi, you could sit with them? You a OG low-key. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments down below. Unpopular opinion number 4. This is quite popular and I don't understand why it's so popular, to be quite honest. But I feel like Claudia Jordan does not need to return to the Real Housewives. I mean, Claudia just does way too much, in my opinion. She was like too pressed to be in a drama. To me, she wasn't really interested in coming around and getting to know everybody. Like, she was just coming around trying to be nosy. Who beefing with who? Why you beefing with her? What can I do? Can I bring y'all together? Like, calm down. Like, get to know everybody first. And you know, I do understand that she wasn't brought on until mid-season. She wasn't a full-time housewife until she got into that argument with Nene. But I still feel like as a friend, you know, you should come in, you know, trying to get to know people. She should have been focused on other things than fighting Kenya's battles. You know, that's why we don't like Courtney. That's why some of y'all don't care for Mayetta. I like Mayetta. But yeah, Courtney, she was doing too much. So it's no different to me. I feel like the only difference is Claudia can actually read. So maybe that's why y'all like her so much, because she can read. But it's no different than what Courtney did, in my opinion. She is more housewives material in terms of that. But the thirst is real. I just can't get with Claudia. She, you know, it came out that she's a colorist. And on top of that, she is way too obsessed with people that she don't like. And she don't really know how to let things go. Like, and you know, everybody like holds grudges about certain things, but to keep picking and poking and poking, girl, you're doing too much. It's honestly like Kenya times 10. Like, it's it's crazy. But yeah, that's my unpopular opinion number 4. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? Let me know. Unpopular opinion number 5. So I know we would all love to see Porsha come back, but I personally just don't see her fitting in with this cast. I would love to see her back. Let's be clear, but they're just a little too serious for her. Porsha's very fun and lighthearted, and the drama is a little too deep this season. I don't see where Porsha would fit in. She know how to bring the fun, and I could see her doing it, but I just don't know how they would receive it. I don't see it happening. I don't know. She does get along with Drew. She gets along with Candy. I don't know if her and Kenya have made up. Probably not, and I don't think she's cool with Marlo either. But I just don't see her fitting with this group. I would love to see her back, but I don't see her fitting in with this group. Just my opinion. She needs somebody to match like her fun energy, like how she always had Nene or Phaedra or Tanya. She always had somebody fun to match energy. I don't see it for this group. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Do y'all see Porsha fitting in with the group? Do y'all think she could, bring the excitement? I don't know. I don't see it. They just a little too serious for me this season. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comments down below. Moving on. Unpopular opinion number 6. Okay. Now I saved the 2 most controversial ones for last. Okay. Unpopular opinion number 6. Honestly, I personally feel like Kenya has been quite boring. I want to say the last 2 to 3 seasons. I think it probably started around Bologate, because yeah, we was really annoyed with her with that. Like, she just made that her complete story. And honestly, you know what I think it is because Mark is giving her a really hard time in court. For a while, she couldn't even have Brooklyn on camera. So I understand, she's limited from talking about certain things. She probably doesn't have much going on in her love life. Hence why some people believe she pays guys to date her, because she's trying to give us something. Because the actual things going on, she can't talk about. This is just me guessing. I'm not trying to be shady. I'm trying to figure out why she's been so boring these last few seasons. Does anybody else feel that way? She's not trying to fight with Marlo, so she ain't paying that no mind. She's really not taking on the villain role anymore. She's trying to give us this Roy storyline this season, but it's not giving because he's not around. The most interesting story she's ever had with guys was Apollo, no shade, and Matt, because we actually saw Matt a lot. So, it was understandable why she was being the villain and creating the drama, because no shade, it really wasn't much going on in her personal life. But now she don't even want to do that no more. And it still ain't really much going on in her personal life. So she is just completely boring, in my opinion. She had an opportunity to have an entire episode about her when she had the Alabama trip. She didn't fake sick. She didn't want to engage. She went to bed early. I don't know what it is about Kenya, but she just seemed a little disengaged. She's been very disengaged to me lately, and she's been quite boring. Honestly, what I think it is she doesn't, much like Porsha, she doesn't really have anyone to match her energy. I genuinely think that she enjoyed fighting with Nene, whether she liked her or not. She don't even acknowledge Marlo. She started ignoring Nene towards the end, but they've been feuding for years. She enjoys fighting with Nene. That's why she said she wants her back on the show. She can't stand Marlo. She's never gonna give Marlo anything. And I think that a lot of people, get the Kenya that they know and love when she's in conflict with other people. And she ain't trying to give that to nobody right now. She's not really giving in the personal department either. So she's just a little boring to me. I'm not saying she needs to go. I don't think she needs to be off the show or anything, but she's just a little boring right now. I think that she needs somebody on the show to match her energy. I think she likes fighting with Porsha too. That's quite obvious. She loves fighting with Nene and Porsha, and neither one of them are on the show, so she don't really have nobody to go after. Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think Kenya is boring? Do y'all think she's been a little boring these last few seasons? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Moving on. Okay, so this is the last unpopular opinion. I believe I've said this before, but unpopular opinion number 7. Marlo and Kenya are the exact same person. That's why they don't get along. You know, I don't even know how people don't see it. It's quite obvious that they have a lot of similarities, being that they kind of went through the same thing with their moms, and, you know, the abandonment and the rejection. So they both have those types of rejection or abandonment issues. And they both take it very personal when people don't want to be their friend. They just handle it in different ways. And Kenya is way more well-spoken than Marlo. She grew up in the pageant world. Marlo grew up in the foster care system. You know, they just had different walks of life. You know, they both throw low blows. They're both Aquarius, right? Both, you know, have those abandonment issues that I mentioned earlier. They have a lot of similarities. And I don't think Marlo is doing anything any differently than Kenya did in like her first few seasons of getting on the show. Y'all know Kenya used to be the villain. She used to start unnecessary drama. She's literally doing the exact same thing Kenya did her first few seasons, in my opinion. The only difference is we already knew Marlo because Marlo was already a friend of the show. So when she became a peach holder, it's not like we were just meeting her for the first time. So, you know, she kind of did like a complete 180 when she got a peach. And, you know, that's the difference. But she's doing the same thing Kenya did. The only difference is she actually has support. You know, she has Sheree's support. She has Sonya's support. Mayetta somewhat liked her. Drew did like her. You know, she has way more support. Nobody liked Kenya when she first came on. So for everybody to be like demanding that Marlo is off the show, I just think that is so hilarious, because on top of that, Marlo is like delivering. Like, I know the audience is really not feeling Sheree and Marlo, but they are bringing it. They're carrying the season, in my opinion, because Candy is barely around. Kenya don't want to engage, and Mayetta is bringing it too. Mayetta's been quiet for the last few episodes, but she was bringing it in the beginning. You know, Courtney trying to bring it, but we don't really care. And Drew is carrying too. So, you know, yeah, I just feel like Marlo's not doing anything any differently than Kenya did, in my opinion. That concludes my unpopular opinions. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about everything in the comments down below. Stay happy, healthy, and all of that good stuff. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.